The Bay Area's rock station, 107.7 The Bone.
So, Joel from Airbourne. Give us like a little background on your band. You guys are from Australia, clearly.
Yep, we're from Australia, and we lived in Melbourne in a house together for 4 years, and we came from a little country town called Warrnambool.
I was going to ask you how to pronounce that, because it's really spelled funny.
Yeah, it's spelled a bit weird. Warrnambool is the way of saying it, and Warrnambool.
Chad, you want to get in this?
And you could try.
Warrnambool?
There you go, exact, perfect.
It's like I'm Australian now.
It's like that.
And now I'll do a bad Australian accent, Warrnambool, and you can do a bad American accent.
Okay, I don't know how to say Warrnambool American. Warrnambool?
Actually, that was good. That was a bad American accent. So everybody compares you guys to AC/DC, not just because you're from Australia, but because you also play like a real straight-ahead rock and roll sound.
Yep.
How do you feel about being on like the big metal tour? I mean, do you guys feel like you fit, or do you feel like you're on the fringe, or do you feel like it's all music?
Yeah, we kind of feel like, look, it just all fits in a way, I guess. Rock and roll, everyone loves rock and roll. And it seems to go down well, because we always play hard, and metal bands play hard. I mean, or I guess we sound a little bit different, but I mean, you've got a few different bands on this bill too, for example, Machine Head and Dragon Force are two very different bands, and then Slipknot, there's another different band. So you do have different bands of different kinds, but it's all about rocking.
So you guys feel pretty comfortable?
Yeah, pretty comfortable. It's good. It's the first American festival tour we've done. We've done a national tour, and now we're on a festival tour, and it's really good.
So I read when you guys first moved to Melbourne that you had to walk all over town and put up flyers, and you guys worked really, really hard to get signed. Now is it a lot more comfortable?
Well, we just basically worked to get gigs. We didn't really think about getting signed. It was not even a thing. And then it sort of came along. We're like, I guess you do have to put an album out, not just yourself, selling it at the merch stand for $10. We just used to put posters up ourselves and just try and get as many gigs, and we used to play like 1 gig a month. It was the biggest exciting moment of that month to get a gig. When we're on welfare and we've got no money and stuff, and we just nothing much has changed really, except we got more gigs. But we used to just really try and get gigs as hard as we could, because you go to a big city, no one knows who you are. It's like going to a country for the first time. No one knows who you are. So you've just got to get gigs and do whatever it takes.
So, aside from all the AC/DC comparisons and everything, how do you feel like your band sounds? I mean, how would you describe the music without having to be too comparative?
It's a rock and roll band. We're an Aussie pub rock and roll band. I mean, we grew up with AC/DC and Rose Tattoo and the Angels and Motorhead and Iron Maiden, Metallica. Yeah, we're just kind of like, I guess it's we're a rock and roll band, and we just love rock and roll. It's the only thing we ever grew up with, and we'll listen to it until we die. Like, I want Highway to Hell to play at my funeral. I think that'd be, maybe that and Batter to Hell. I think those two together might work well.
Rob Halford said he wants to have, which one was it? Do you remember which one Rob Halford said he wanted to have at his funeral? In his coffin? I'm blanking on it now.
What band was it by?
It was a Priest song. He was like, I'll have Painkiller. He says I'll have Painkiller.
Painkiller. Okay, cool. I can see that. That'd be good.
So aside from all the bands that you grew up with, who are you really liking now? Like whether they're on this tour or just in general?
Springsteen. It's a bit out there for a band on the metal tour, on the Mayhem tour. I bought the new album, the Magic album. I bought that yesterday, and I've always been into Springsteen. I bought Human Touch the other day. It was $5, and I always had songs off Born in the USA, but I never had the album Born in the USA. So I bought Born in the USA, and I bought Magic as well. And I've just been really getting into Bruce a lot. I've always gotten into Springsteen from an early age, but at the moment, the most recent CD I bought was Springsteen. But I mean, I'm always hunting for more. I'm waiting for the new AC/DC record. Motorhead have got a new record coming, I'm always listening to my favourite bands. But the latest album I bought was Springsteen.
So with AC/DC putting out an album this year and all the comparisons and the touring and stuff, I mean, what are the odds that you guys would get to open for them next year?
Well, look, I mean, if they gave us that chance, we'd be there pushing cases, pushing road cases and stuff, you know, setting up the lights or something. We'd just be there. I don't know. We'd be.
I mean, is it anything you thought of, or?
Oh yeah, you know, you always think about it. You know, like, I mean.
You send in postcards to them or anything?
Well, what better band to support? Yeah, send big cases of cigarettes. You know, I know they like to smoke. But I mean, yeah, look, what better band to support? You know, I mean, they've got, like, they're just an industry. They're an institution is the right word. They're a rock and roll institution.
They're like the Aussie Led Zeppelin, aren't they?
Well, I mean, they're the AC/DC. That's what they are. They're AC/DC, and there's only one, and it's any band that gets to support them, I think, is it's very lucky, and you'd be very honoured and respectful to do it.
So since you guys are kind of at the beginning of this album and touring for it and supporting it, or kind of like, I guess, the first midway through the whole cycle of putting out an album, what are you looking forward to for a new album?
Oh, look, I mean, getting in, you know, just recording new albums is always a lot of fun, but just at the moment, just touring at the moment, and then getting out there as much as we can before we go back in and record another one.
So do you think you guys will be through here again on like another headline tour or club tour, or do you think it'll be massive worldwide touring and then straight to the studio?
Oh, look, we'll be on something through here again. I know, like, I mean, I remember to tour the US, you can't just tour it once. You've got to tour it a lot of times. I remember seeing this thing with Cinderella. Was saying that they toured once, and then third, then, you know, like, then fourth, and they just kept going and going, and then eventually they got it. But and any band.
Eventually they got it right?
Yeah, well, eventually they toured it enough times for people to go, oh, Cinderella, Shake Me, or Gypsy Road, or, you know, like, oh wow, I know that band. It just kind of takes a little while because there's so many bands. You've really got to just basically hammer away and keep hammering away, like, you know, like Motorhead.
It's true, I did the exact same thing with your band. I was like, what? We did a promotion with them already? Really?
Yeah.
And then I remembered that we had, but like I couldn't make it to the promotion, so I missed it.
That's what it is, you know. I mean,
I'm making this one, I hope that makes up for it.
Yeah, no, this is good.
Right, cheers, Joel.
Cheers, thanks for having me.
Anything else you want to say?
Do you have the keys for this golf wagon?
Yeah, they're that stupid, they're going to leave the keys in the golf cart. Come on now.
107.7 The Bone.
Streaming online at 1077thebone.com.